How to reprogram your brain in 1 month, completely transform your life, and achieve all the goals you desire. I'll provide step-by-step instructions, but if you skip even one of them, nothing will work. Step 1. Do things with enthusiasm. This is the most important starting point and source of motivation for any action. It's the brain's ability to realize that the effort you put in will pay off many times over, ideally 10 or 100 times. After all, if that doesn't happen, you feel lazy and apathetic. Doubt sets in, and you start fighting with yourself. You lose your famous energy. So said Arsene Markarian. How do you get around this glitch in our brain when you understand it intellectually, but your body resists? You need your subconscious and conscious minds to become friends. Together, you are strong. Meditation is essential. What kind? I recommend that you sit down so that nothing distracts or disturbs you, preferably at a table, and place a mirror in front of you. Just talk to yourself. About what? I want you to understand, this life is finite, and every day when you wake up, you have as many days as you will ever have. Do you understand? 100 years, that's only 36,500 days. Think about how few that is. Not 365,000, but only 35,000. That's if you live to be 100. 35,000 days? So 200 days have already passed, and there are very few left. I suggest you make a pact with yourself, with the nine-tailed fox inside you. A pact that means your body, your subconscious, will give you endless access to energy. You will become thousands of warriors illuminating the entire visible and invisible universe. You will become an incredible force, like a thermonuclear reactor, burning away external circumstances and problems, and you promise yourself to achieve success very quickly, and then rest on your laurels. Believe me, this is the best strategy in life. We're not dealing with nuclear physics here. We're not synthesizing Einstein's theory of relativity. We're talking about completely basic things. Absolutely basic things. Don't go easy on yourself. Work in such a way that no one can come along and say, "Why didn't you do this?" Understand? In other words, you must work in such a way that someone would want to catch you in a mistake and point out what you missed. Something you didn't do, but they simply wouldn't be able to find any flaws. They just couldn't. That is, they look, but there's nothing to criticize. A person works around the clock. They only sleep, they wake up, and work. Step 2. Clear the clutter from your mind. Most people live according to an imposed pattern. You have to be disciplined. Force yourself to work, overcome laziness, and go against your desires. Supposedly, success can only be achieved through hard work and self-discipline, but in reality, this often leads to burnout and inner conflict. When you feel like you have to do something, but inside there's neither meaning nor pleasure. Imagine a different approach. You've done hard work, not because you forced yourself, but because you wanted to feel the result. Afterward, you reward yourself with something you truly enjoy. A delicious meal, a walk, or spending time with a loved one. At that moment, the pleasure reinforces the process itself. Your brain remembers, work equals reward equals pleasure. This is what creates natural motivation, not artificial discipline. If you don't feel like doing a certain task, don't force yourself. It doesn't mean you're lazy. Perhaps it's simply not your calling, not your energy, not your path. When you go against yourself, you lose yourself. It's better to seek out or create conditions where tasks come easily, where you want to work because the task itself brings inner pleasure or a sense of purpose. The same applies to limits and self-restraint. You don't restrain yourself because you have to, or because it's the right thing to do, but because you want to build up energy so that later you can experience greater pleasure or achieve a more meaningful goal. The difference is subtle but fundamental. One thing is done out of obligation, while the other comes from strength and motivation. The main idea of this text is that the source of motivation is always within you, not external shoulds, not advice on discipline, not societal pressure, but inner desire, energy, interest, and passion. When your actions stem from this source, you aren't forcing yourself, you're acting in harmony. If you start reading a book and realize it's not interesting anymore, don't read it. If you start doing boring work you don't want to do, don't do it. Do what you want, and then you'll get better results. And create conditions for yourself where you can't be lazy. You won't be able to allow yourself to feel comfortable. You won't be able to settle for a simple and boring life. I beg you. The smartest guys will throw out their beds, put a mattress on the floor, one chair, one table, one notebook, one pen, one computer. Remember, there will be no help. Nobody cares about you. No Gandalf's cavalry will come from the east at dawn on the third day. It won't come. You have a chance, and statistically, so do many others, to become a failure and achieve nothing in life. But the scariest part is that you'll be surrounded by people who didn't become failures. You won't forgive yourself for that. And the older you get, the less energy you have, the less drive, the less self-confidence. Do you understand what I'm talking about? You won't forgive yourself for this. Don't be among the failures. Be among the winners. To do this, you simply need to stop feeling sorry for yourself. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. You are capable of anything. Our grandfathers fought in the war. Do you understand? Do you understand or not? My great-grandfather fought in World War II, and he didn't complain that he had little energy. He really wanted to live. Please don't try to tell me that you have absolutely no strength left. Understand that our inner strength and our body's own resources are completely endless. No matter how much a person says they have no energy, when young Japanese women start appearing on the horizon, suddenly he's flooded with motivation. Understand, friends, all your energy, all your enthusiasm doesn't depend on what supplements you take, how you eat, or how you sleep. It depends only on the fruits of life that begin to appear right before you. Only on that. Think about it. Next, turn off social media notifications. Remove unnecessary people from your life who undermine your self-confidence, and completely get rid of all the clutter and junk in your life. Everything old, so your brain stops focusing on the past and, like a laser beam, burns a path to your dream. Step 3. Act like the person of your dreams. Imagine that 5 years have passed and you've achieved all your goals. Who have you become? Where do you live? What does your day look like? Who surrounds you? What are you truly proud of? Take a sheet of paper and write a letter from this successful future. Describe in detail how you worked toward your goals, what challenges you faced, and what important decisions you made. Write as if it has already happened. It is now 2035. I run a successful company that helps people grow. My mobile app is in the top 10 most downloaded self-improvement apps with a 5-star rating. I am healthy, full of energy, and do what I love every day. This letter will become your compass. Reread it during difficult moments. It will remind you of where you're going and why. But most importantly, start living right now as if that future has already arrived. Make decisions, interact with people, and work the way someone who has achieved your goals would. If you wrote in the letter that you run a successful company, start developing your leadership skills right now. If you describe yourself as healthy and energetic, change your diet and start exercising. If you see yourself as an expert, keep growing every day. When you start acting from this state where you've already succeeded, your brain will rewire itself. You'll begin to notice opportunities you didn't see before. New ideas and solutions will emerge. People will be drawn to you, and situations will arise that help you achieve your goals, and you'll start viewing difficulties and your mistakes differently. Imagine you're learning to ride a bike. Every fall isn't a mistake, but a new lesson in balance. Without those falls, you'll never learn to stay balanced. Any outcome in life works the same way. It's built from experience and challenges. When you accept this, you stop fearing mistakes. Instead, you begin to see them as necessary steps on the path to your goal. After all, every mistake is information on how to take the next step correctly. Step 4. Rest properly. Imagine that your day is a car trip down a long highway. You have a limited supply of fuel. That's your 24 hours. If you drive at top speed without stopping, you'll run out of gas much faster, and you risk stalling in the middle of the road. But if you stop at gas stations to recharge, rest, and refuel, you'll be able to go much farther and reach your destination. It's the same with our energy. If you know how to stop to recharge, you'll be able to keep moving forward longer and more effectively. Energy management is like planning refueling stops on a long journey. Regular breaks to recharge make your path to your goal steady and confident. Think back to a time when you worked long hours on an important project. You gave it your all but didn't allow yourself to recover. As a result, your productivity dropped and mistakes became inevitable. But if you had taken a break, recharged, and returned to your work with a clear head, the outcome would have been different. Rest is not a waste of time. It is an investment in your productivity. To grow and achieve your goals, it's important not only to work hard, but also to recover properly. Active recovery involves activities that help your body and brain recharge. This could be a sauna, a cold shower, breathing exercises, meditation, massage, stretching, a walk in nature, or quality sleep. Passive recovery is lying on the couch, watching TV shows, replying to messages on social media, or scrolling through YouTube. You think you're resting, but your brain is still working, trying to process information from a video or movie plot, which makes you even more tired and less productive. Here are the 15 best active recovery protocols to help you maintain high productivity and improve your well-being. Cold showers are the fastest and most accessible way to perk up. They improve blood circulation, reduce inflammation, and boost energy. Ice baths are like cold showers, only more intense. They're helpful after intense workouts because they relieve muscle soreness and speed up recovery. Cryotherapy. You're placed in a chamber with super cold air. It sounds intense, but it really helps reduce inflammation and speed up recovery. Sauna Here it's the opposite. The heat relaxes your muscles, improves blood flow, and helps your body eliminate toxins. Hot bath. It's like a mini spa at home. It relaxes the body, improves sleep, and helps calm the nervous system. Breathing exercises. This is a great way to calm your nerves and clear your mind. You breathe deeply and slowly, and you feel the stress melt away. Meditation. Simply sit down, close your eyes, and try to focus on your breathing or your sensations. It helps calm the mind, reduce anxiety, and clear your head. A walk in nature. Strolling through a park or forest, breathing in fresh air with a wide open horizon, calms your thoughts and reboots your brain. Floating is when you lie in salt water in complete silence and darkness. It's as if you're in space. Your body completely relaxes, feeling at rest. Light physical exercise, sometimes simple stretching or a slow walk, can work wonders. The main thing is not to overexert yourself so as not to put unnecessary stress on your body. Massage relieves tension, relaxes muscles, and improves blood flow. I use a Theragun massager before bed and feel the tension in my muscles and lower back melt away. Sleep. During sleep, your body repairs muscles, your brain processes information, and your nervous system rests. Myofascial massage. This is when you roll on a special roller or ball. It helps release muscle tightness and relax tissues that are tense. Stretching. A simple but very useful practice. Stretch a little in the morning or before bed and your muscles already feel better, while your body becomes more flexible. Play without a goal, without a clear objective or result. These are games where the main focus isn't the goal but the process itself, such as playing ball or frisbee with friends. To get the maximum benefit, you can combine recovery methods. First a sauna, then a cold bath, followed by a massage and stretching. This helps you recover faster, relieve stress, and recharge your energy. There are two simple ways to tell if active recovery is right for you. The first is heart rate variability, an important indicator that shows how your body copes with stress and recovers. If your heart rate increases over time while you're following a specific active recovery protocol, then this is likely the recovery process. The second is a subjective test, how you feel after recovery. It's simple. If after resting, you feel as though you've just returned from a short vacation, then everything went as it should. Your body is relaxed, your mind is clear, and your energy is high. Personally, I often combine different recovery methods, and the next day, I wake up feeling as if I've just returned from a mini vacation, calm, focused, and ready to tackle the day. My nervous system has settled down, my thoughts are clear, and the hustle and stress of the work week are left behind. This is the main sign of quality recovery. It's as if you've pressed the reset button and are ready to dive back into work with a clear head and fresh energy. You should engage in active recovery at least once a week. Step 5. The Ultra Combo. To change your life, you need to start with the most important thing, your brain. After all, your thoughts, decisions, habits, and results depend on how it works. But the brain, like a car, needs fuel and a source of energy so it can reorganize itself and create new neural connections. Fuel for the brain consists of substances that stimulate neurogenesis, the process of new neuron formation. When new connections are actively forming in the brain, you start thinking differently, adapt more quickly to changes, and adopt new habits more easily. And for this fuel to ignite, you need dopamine, the chemistry of motivation. This substance makes us energetic, goal-oriented, and emotionally engaged. Imagine, dopamine is the spark, and the nutrients for neurogenesis are the gasoline. One doesn't work without the other. Only together do they create an internal engine of change. Substances like caffeine and L-theanine are well suited for stimulating dopamine. They boost alertness, improve concentration, and provide motivation without causing sudden energy spikes when combined correctly. To accelerate neurogenesis and support brain cell activity, use supplements like Erinemax, Alpha-GPC, Ginkgo biloba, Huperzine A, and others. I'll include links to them in the description. These compounds nourish neural networks, help with focus, and improve memory. You can find more details about them in the video description. But nutrition alone won't work without action. The brain needs more than just fuel, it needs exercise. The simplest and most accessible way to naturally trigger neurogenesis is walking every day. 10 kilometers on foot for at least 30 to 90 days, and your brain literally begins to open up. You'll notice how your thinking becomes broader, stress decreases, and new ideas emerge on their own. If you stick with it for 30 days straight, you'll see major changes, and if you do it for 90 days, you'll become a different person. Any new information will stick in your memory like a nail in wood, because your brain is actively restructuring itself during this time. And if you add the right nootropics to the mix, the effect is amplified several times over. It's no coincidence that many successful people took long walks or worked outdoors, as carriers, researchers, or travelers, before their great discoveries. Movement has always been the bridge connecting the body, the brain, and inspiration. And if you want to learn the secret of how successful people invest in themselves without spending money, click on this video.